Hi everyone, my name is Maya Santana Pilar and welcome to the Miss Canada Productions Facebook channel and YouTube channel. And tonight we have a very special girl that is going to be with us. She is the reigning Miss Canada Petite International, Vanya Shastri. Hi,
Hi,
Vanya.
everyone. Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So my name is Vanya Shastri, and I am the Miss Canadian Petite International for the year 2020.
So, Vanya, tell us about what have you been doing regarding the COVID-19 lockdown that we are currently on.
For sure, I've been trying to follow the rules and stay inside as much as I can, only leaving when it's absolutely necessary. And to keep myself busy, I've been reading a lot of self-help books and learning new languages.
That's very nice to hear. Has the government of BC lifted some restrictions?
Not as far as I know, but I know they want to sometime in May.
Wow, that's still a long time. Well, we're in
Yes,
May now, but
yes,
yeah,
we are.
I'm really hoping that we can go back to the norm.
Yes.
Not the new norm, because that still has a lot of restrictions, right?
Yeah.
So, as you know, Vanya was supposed to compete for Miss Petite International, but it has been delayed because of COVID-19. And actually, El Salvador is one of the countries who, as soon as the outbreak was happening, closed the borders right away because we were scheduled to leave for March.
Yes, we were. And they canceled on us 4 days before.
2 days before the actual departure. So
Yes.
that's really sad. But you know what? It's going to happen. We
God's
just have
plan.
to wait patiently. And it's all in God's grace and God's time. So
Yes.
let's talk about your experience being part. First and foremost, before we even do that, let's talk about you, Vanya, because I'm sure our viewers would like to know, who is Vanya Shastri? So give us a background of your life.
For sure. I am 19 years old. I was born and raised in Vancouver. I've always had a love for performing arts, and I've been acting, singing, and dancing for most of my life. I just finished a year and a half of acting school at Vancouver Film School, and Miss Canada was my first pageant. So that was
Miss
crazy
Canada
for me.
Globe.
Miss Canada Globe, yes. Yeah, my first pageant. And I also hold the regional title of Miss Petite British Columbia.
Okay. So, Vanya, what did you do for your talent, by the way?
I sang. Yeah.
You sang? Okay, so I'm going to put you in a spot later because I'm sure the people would like to know and see your wonderful talent. And yeah, hello, confidence. Yeah.
Right.
I like to put people in a spot and, put people grace under pressure. So you will be the perfect example to all our viewers that, wherever you're put, you're ready.
Well, I want to set a good example for the MCGP, so I'll do it.
That's good. So let's talk about how you got involved with Miss Canada Globe Productions, particularly with the Miss Canada Petite pageant program.
So about 2 years ago, I still am, but I was very interested in getting more involved with my community. I just finished high school, so I wasn't able to do the same activities I was through the school, which was taking food downtown to the homeless and doing charities and bottle drives and things like that, sending money to countries like Nicaragua so they could get school supplies and clean water. So I wanted to do something, and I saw the ad pop up on my Facebook page for Miss Canada Petite. And I read it and I was like, hey, I'm under 5'6". I care about my community and I want to do something bigger. So I thought I'd send a question asking what it was about. And that's where it all started.
Okay, so let's take back time on your first day, the first 3 days of the pageant week, which is what we call regional assessment.
Yeah.
Give us some insight from your own point of view.
From my own point of view, it was an unbelievable experience. I had expected pageants to be more like the movies, catty and girls fighting and just caring about, their own selves. But I made the most friends in the first 3 days, and I had the most amazing time getting to know the staff and all the last year's winners. And I learned a lot in the first 3 days as
So
someone
what
who,
goes on the first 3 days? Take
the
us
first,
back
the
to
first
how
three
it
days,
all started for you, the first 3 days. Yeah.
it's a lot of pageant exercises and bonding. So I remember a lot of sharing our own stories, where we came from, our traumas, our troubles, and how we chose to stand up and move on from that. And I remember walk training as well, and just getting to know the rules and how we'd be living together for the next 10 days.
Okay, so let's talk about first the trainings that you got. So what were the trainings that you got for the first 3 days?
So the first 3 days, from what I remember, we had daily walk training, and we had extensive lessons from Kim on makeup and hair and styling.
Okay. How was the walk training? Did you had any experience before in walking in heels?
I mean, I love me a pair of heels, but I hadn't really had any professional experience walking runways, so I was definitely one of the more rusty, awkward ones when it came to walking. And I remember, I'm sure Kim had his hands full with all of us, but he was really patient and he took his time to pull me aside and show me how to take it slowly.
Okay, so I mean, how does it feel walking and standing in heels for the whole day? Like,
It's it's definitely a challenge. I mean, you think about it and you're like, I can do it. And then at some point your feet go numb and you're kind of like, you know what, this is a test. I can do this. I'm just going to push past it, keep going. And honestly, after the third or fourth day, it's just the new normal.
okay, so now one of the trainings is called the confidence level training. Please take us back to your experience with the confidence level training.
My experience with the confidence level training was pretty amazing. I remember we were given different kinds of questions that could come up with the judges, and how we would present ourselves given the opportunity to speak. And I remember that before the training, I was definitely nervous. I hadn't had a lot of experience with public speaking or being up on stage. But by the end of the whole pageant, the confidence training had done wonders. I was able to
Okay,
answer questions on the spot.
but like, what have you learned from that? Like from the confidence level training and how it applied to you after?
It applies in everyday life, honestly, being able to stand your ground and state your opinion when someone might possibly disagree with you.
Okay, so now after the regional assessment, let's go on to the National Pageant Week.
Okay.
Take us back on your experience throughout that week.
I remember the first day after we got our regional titles, I woke up feeling different because I remember one of the girls saying, "We're getting our hair and makeup done by someone." And I was like, whoa. And I remember going down for a big breakfast and just getting treated like a real queen. And I was like, okay, this is a big deal now. I better step up. And after that, that whole week was a lot of training and a lot of work, but so much fun being able to go out with all the girls and see new places and sightsee in Ontario.
Okay, so talking about like training during National Pageant Week, what did you have? What kind of training?
More confidence training, more extensive walk training. We worked on our platform, which is my personal favorite. And we had the chance to work on our talents as well, on one-on-one with Kim.
Okay, so you've done fashion shows throughout that week.
Yes.
So let us know what was your experience on that.
It wasn't like an ordinary fashion show. I found that amazing because Miss Canada Globe last year started this new fashion show where we got to use recycled goods and create our own looks within a given amount of time, and then we were to present them in front of everyone. So thought that sent a great message. It was so much fun to do, see what everyone could create with just random old plastic bags and cans and things like that.
Okay, but you also modeled the Magistrado fashion gowns.
Yes, we did. That was a really great opportunity, getting to wear Kim's gowns because they're absolutely beautiful and one of a kind. And it felt like an honor to walk in something so nice.
Okay, so now let's talk about swimsuits.
Yeah.
because not everybody feels comfortable wearing a swimsuit and walking in it. So in your own point of view, what has your experience wearing a swimsuit on stage done for you?
It's allowed me to shed off a superficial layer that I kind of kept over myself and let myself be seen in a different light, which is just as good. And now I'm able to feel more relaxed and comfortable at places like the beach. So I have the pageant to thank for that.
Okay, so do you think that swimsuits is very important in today's society for
I think it's a
swimsuit
must because it allows any kind of women, no matter what your body type, color, shape, and size, to feel good and feel confident. That's the whole point.
Okay, so now that the national pageant, the actual final, the final night, take us back to your experience on the actual final night of the competition.
Final night was intense. I remember getting to the venue and there were a million rooms and we were trying to eat dinner, get our makeup done, our hair done, and in like a second of time we were on stage. And I remember going through the first few rounds and then they called the final five and I was the first to get called, but I felt like I didn't hear it. Like my legs didn't want to move. I was so surprised. I was like, there's no way that I made it. It was really intense.
Okay, so now that you've won the title, tell us what this title have made you.
This title has given me so many opportunities to do public events, help out in my community by donating food, clothing, talking to younger kids. It's given me a bigger platform to speak about my personal platform, which is Canadian Women's Foundation, and bring awareness to domestic abuse.
Okay, so actually you posted something recently in regards to your platform. So let's talk about that because I'm sure a lot of people would like to be aware about the recent campaign that you did.
For sure. So, Canadian Women's Foundation is big on advocating against violence against women, domestic abuse, sexual assault, and they have this wonderful program going on right now that if you're in any kind of unsafe environment or you're trapped at home with an abuser, you have the chance to use 3 simple steps to do a finger symbol if you're online video chatting with someone and your abuser's nearby and you want to let them know that you need help without having to say it.
Okay, can you demonstrate these symbols, please?
Yeah, for sure. 1 second. I have them on my phone.
So I want people actually who are watching right now, this is actually something that could be useful in any time because
Really
as women, we're uncertain of things that are happening around us. And maybe in one moment of time, we are actually in that danger. So this is very beneficial when things happen, and it's very important that we learn this. So Vanya, show us.
Okay. Step 1, you want to tuck your thumb in, and step 2, you want to trap your thumb just like that. And that's all you have to do.
So that's step 1. That is basically, what kind of message does that say?
That you're in danger and you need help.
So that's when you're actually in a video call, or?
Yeah, if you're in any kind of video call and you're living with your abuser and you can't speak up, you can just do the signal and that'll let people know that you need help.
And I actually seen some videos actually when women are very scared to complain or talk. So what they usually do is call 911, and when they know that the abuser is around, especially when it's close to home, they say, I would like to order pizza.
Yes.
And obviously the 911 person be like, you've called 911. Yes, maybe let's talk about that because it's better coming from you being the advocate of this.
Absolutely. That was one of the first trends I kind of remember being started, but there are so many more now. I see girls like me on Instagram writing things like, if you're stuck in a bad situation, an abusive environment, why don't you text me asking about if I'm still selling makeup? And if you ask about eyeliner or lip gloss, then I'll know that you need immediate help. I think it's great that we're able to help each other just sitting in the comfort of our own homes, because it wasn't always like that. And now something as simple as saying, "Hey, I need lip gloss," can let you know that, wow, my friend's actually in a lot of trouble.
Yes. So, and that's actually wonderful because it's a way to relate and act um, when you're having that fear, you
Yeah,
know?
because if
So,
you've got someone who checks your messages, then you don't want them to go through your phone and see, "I need help." So,
okay. So now let's talk about you were supposed to compete internationally.
yeah.
And I hate to keep on like saying that, but so what were the preparations that you were doing towards the international competition?
So I was still balancing school, but I was working with a personal trainer 4 times a week, and 6 days a week I was going to the gym on my own. And I was also doing Q&A every day with my family. So I'd have questions that I knew were popular pageant ones, and I'd throw them at my family and say, "Ask me any of these on the spot," and I have to answer them. And aside from that, I'd been walking every day in my heels, and I had been getting my gowns made.
Well, that's nice. So first, I'd like to ask you, why do you think, because I'm sure people are wondering, like, why do people need to really work out when it comes to international pageant? So isn't it about supposed to be accepting different shapes and sizes or being natural? So from
Yeah.
your own point of view, give us some insight about that.
My point of view is that, yes, it's all about accepting our bodies exactly the way they were made, whether they're soft or thick or tight or strong. But I think it's about keeping up with what your body needs. Everybody needs a certain amount of physical movement, good eating, hydration to stay feeling their best. So that's why I train every day so I can feel good when I'm on stage. Because if you don't feel good, the judges are going to see that.
Okay. So that that is really true because again, beauty's in the eyes of the
The
beholder.
beholder, yes.
And people need to be aware when you're competing internationally, it's not just you representing yourself, you're representing the country.
Yes.
And with that saying, you need to have the confidence to attract the judges. And how can you do
Exactly.
that? By being confident about you.
Yeah.
And
And it's
the only
also
way,
an
yeah,
honor to go international. I don't think I'd be doing it justice if I didn't put in any time or effort. I mean, they want to see that there. The best girl is the one who wins. So I think put it your all, give it your all.
okay. So now let's talk about the Sisterhood Mentorship Program because um, this is a main requirement for all MCGP title holders.
Yes.
So explain to us your own point of view of the Sisterhood Mentorship Program.
So I think the Sisterhood Mentorship Program is an amazing opportunity because it allows title holders of all ages, especially now that we have a Mrs. category, to come together and reach out to new recruits and offer them training and allow them to take guidance from us and learn what pageantry is all about and join under our wing essentially. So I think that's great. I myself joined last year through the mentorship program.
Okay, so um, for all the viewers out there, what can you offer for future girls who would like to be mentored by you?
I can offer a positive experience and the opportunity of a lifetime and an honest to real friend.
So I'm sure a lot of people would like to know how can they be able to reach you and discuss the mentorship with
So you can reach out to me through Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I've also got my email attached to most of my social medias. You don't even have to know me. You can just say, "Hi, I'm interested to know more about the pageant," and I will fill you in.
you. Okay. So now let's talk about um, your um, your advocacy. not only yours, but like, have you done, I'm sure like Kim has contacted you in regards to the feeding program.
Yes, he has.
So maybe talk about that.
So Kim is doing this great thing through Magistrado Fashions and Miss Canada Globe Productions, which is the feeding program. And he's sending rice to the Philippines, I believe, as he mentioned, and bringing food to people who don't have it during this time of need, that are trapped without work and money and in poverty. And I think that's wonderful.
Okay. So now let's talk about your future plans, because I'm sure people are interested to know what are you planning to do a few years from now, because
sure.
they're looking forward to knowing that.
Yeah, I plan to give my international my all and crown my successor this summer, hopefully. And then after I finish with pageantry, I hope to study in theater school and hopefully be a working actor in the future.
Never say never. Finish pageantry, because you know it's addicting.
Yeah, very true. I mean, I would do it forever if I could, but I, gotta have a day job.
Okay. So, because I said I would put you in the spot, and I would like people to know about your talent as a singer. So maybe give us an example, Vanya.
Sure. I will not sing a whole song, and I'm not a singer. I've just had a bit of training, but I can sing anything.
Yes, of course.
Okay. This is so embarrassing, but I used to be really into the Cup Song by Anna Kendrick in 2015, so I'll sing a bit of that.
Okay.
I've got my ticket for the long way round, 2 bottle whiskey for the way, and I sure would like some sweet company, and I'm leaving tomorrow, what do you say? When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair. You're gonna miss me everywhere. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Okay, that's good. See?
Thank you.
So to all Facebook viewers out there, I'm going to make sure that we will have an online concert featuring Vanya, and she will prepare a lot of songs to sing for that time.
You're making my mother's dream come true.
Yes, of course. That's my mission, to make her dream come true. So we will set up a day, a show, a night of a web show, a live concert featuring Vanya Shastri, doing maybe 6-7 songs, and perform for you. And it's something to look forward to. And I'm so excited to do this for you, Vanya. So it will probably next week, and be prepared for it, Vanya, because we wanna have a nice live show, and I know you will do so well about that.
Thank you. Only for you, Maya. Only for you.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel so honored, and I'm like, Facebook, our Facebook fans, please watch this, because it will be a history that a title holder will be doing a concert live for you this coming week.
My first and last concert, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't worry, you did an amazing job. And that's just a taste, because I'm sure Vanya will prepare nice songs. Yeah. And it's gonna be first, and it will be the history as it making.
Of course.
Okay, so Vanya, would you like to say a few words? What would be your message to girls watching right now, wanting to know about pageants and the life of it?
To any girls watching right now and thinking about pageants, or have been for the longest time, and thinking, why now? Do it, because you might not have this chance in the future. I just went for it. I had no preparation, no planning, and I applied, and it was the most beautiful experience of my life. The people that you get to meet at the MCGP are a one of a kind. Don't miss it.
Okay. And obviously, we would like to talk about COVID-19, because that's very important. Especially because your province has been affected. They were the BC was the first province who was actually affected by COVID-19.
Yeah.
And before it went to Ontario and other parts,
Yeah.
although you have sustained the peak.
Yes.
What is your message to people of BC and people of Canada?
My message to people of BC and to the people of Canada that are complaining right now and saying, why don't we just lift some restrictions and go outside? If we stay in now, we still have the chance to possibly have a good summer or a good rest of the year. But if we push to go out, we might be stuck here until 2021 because a second wave definitely might hit. So stay inside, take it seriously.
Wow, and especially your mom being a scientist,
Yeah.
I'm sure she's talking about these situations, about trying to find a way, getting a vaccine or medication for COVID-19, right? So
definitely, yeah, she's an essential too. So people like her have to go to work so the rest of you can stay home. So I think you should really take that to consideration.
So people of Canada, please stay home
Please.
if you can. I know it's hard, especially seeing the sun.
It's beautiful. I don't know about Toronto, but oh my gosh, it's beautiful in BC today. And my
When
birthday.
I came out, actually, just for a walk, I smell people grilling barbecue meats and stuff. I'm like, wow. And I'm like, it's going to be summer soon. So
It is. And sad to be spending my birthday in quarantine this year, but it's worth it if everyone can make it out alive and feeling good.
yes, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And again, thank you so much, Vanya, for
Thank you for having me.
sharing your time with us and for people to get to know you and knowing your life and your passion. And please give my hugs to your mom.
I will.
And I'm looking forward to our time in El Salvador.
I really am.
More, because I know that El Salvador is just one, but there's
Yeah.
more.
And
Yes,
more, of course.
Yes.
More to come.
So, more to come. That's
But
the
my
most
lips are sealed,
important
everybody.
thing. Yes. So again, thank you so much. And again, have yourself a wonderful weekend.
You too.
And I'll be seeing you shortly.
Yes, you
soon.
will. Soon. Bye, Maya.
Bye.